What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney, and it looks like the market is starting to crash a little bit. Now, 5% down on the day is not really a huge deal, but I haven't seen a Bitcoin at $44,000 for about a month or so now, right? You know, it came down to about the low 50s, high 49s after that crazy all-time high 60s, right? But now it seems to be dumping a little bit. And of course, our next support is around the 40 to 42 range. And then below that, it's at $30,000. So this thing could really tank. We'll see. We'll have to see what's going on. Now, I've been listening to a lot of other smarter people than me, right? Big brain people. And of course, not even they know exactly how to time the market. No one does, because if there was a person who could do that, they'd be famous, they'd be well known and those sorts of things. But there isn't a person who could perfectly time the market. But there are people who are good at it, right? Who can call some things, and they're right a lot of the time. I was watching some videos, and so I heard two trains of thoughts. Well, the first train of thought was, well, Bitcoin right now, if you look at Bitcoin, right, because not everything is Bitcoin. There are a ton of community tokens, smaller cap tokens that are pumping today because they have some hype going for them. That's going to happen, right? There's always exceptions to the rules. But the more established a token is or a coin is, it's going to tend to follow Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin kind of controls the market. So if Bitcoin's down, everything else is going to be down generally, right? Not always, but generally. Okay, so people are saying that this market is looking exactly the same as a market around 2017 where we had this crazy bull run and then a huge crash. Could we be seeing a pattern, right? A repeat of what happened? We could. I mean, patterns have to break sometimes, right? Things can't always be the same forever. But especially in crypto, since crypto is really starting to blossom, right? But that could be the case. The other train of thought that I thought was very interesting is that, you know, this last year, cryptocurrency, the market cap exploded, right? It's been going absolutely crazy, right? A lot of people made a lot of money that last year, right? Especially institutional whale money, right? Like hedge funds, those sorts of things. People who make money for other people, and they take your investment, they want to 10x it, and they give that money back to their clients, and they get paid a certain percentage, right? Those people, the people that earned a bonus this last Christmas because they made their clients so much money. So those people with all that money, all that investor money, right? They probably see this year as another opportunity to make a huge return on their investments, right? They probably see this year like, hey, we could do the same thing again. Well, what do you need to do that? Well, you need to manipulate the market a little more so that you can buy back in at a cheaper price. A little more so you can buy back in at a cheaper price. Now, I made a video about a bull market coming, which I think is going to come, but we're going to see I think we're going to see a good amount of pullback for a while. Now, a lot of investor money, right? Big money, and average Joes like this, right? There's a loophole right now with our tax system. If you sell cryptocurrency at a loss, right, you can write some of those losses off on your taxes. Well, you can buy back in after the tax year is over. So if you were able to buy an asset at a high price, right, maybe Bitcoin at 65K, and you were to sell it at, you know, $45,000, well, now you have a $20,000 loss. And of course, you multiply that by however much you bought in, and you could write that all off on tax season. If you manipulate the market even more, buy back in at a discount when the tax year is over. So I think people really underestimate how much the market is being manipulated. And what happens to small fish like you and me, we kind of freak out about it. We say, oh, the sky is falling, all that stuff. But what I've learned over time is that that's why it's always good to keep some of your extra money in stable coins. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. Now, so in a bull market, I feel really comfortable keeping extra kind of cash or anything into Ethereum, Binance Coin, and you know, Avalanche, Polygon, things I can use to swap for other tokens, right? Other products on their blockchains, right? I feel comfortable. But in the bear market, I don't like to keep a lot of extra cash in those because it's going to tank. I'd rather just go with Tether, BUSD, right? USD coin. So stable coins, right? So your money's not going to really do anything, right? But in a time like this, right? People are freaking out about this, right? Bitcoin's about to hit, you know, $43,000. People are probably freaking out as I make this video. I'm not worried because I have a lot of extra cash on the side that I'm not keeping in some products that I sold for a profit just in case this opportunity happens. You're not making money on USDC or Tether, right? In a bull market, right? Because they're not doing anything. But when the time comes right now, right? The way you make the most money is that you buy in, you get things at a discount, right? And yes, it's hard to call the bottom. It's hard to know exactly when to buy. It's almost impossible to know when the bottom is. I mean, we have different people you can go watch for TA and technical analysis and those sorts of things, but not even they know. But if you could buy close to the bottom, right? Or maybe at a cheaper discount than you would have now, right? Say, for example, I wanted to buy Bitcoin. It's at 44K. Well, if I just waited for a week, this thing could be 40K. And if I buy in at 40K and it goes down to 35K, well, at least I didn't buy in at 44K. At least I bought in at 40K. And I didn't really get the bottom, right? But it's close enough, right? So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to some of these things, it's better to buy them at a discount, because when a super cycle happens, and it will happen, right? A pump happens. And if you're bullish on crypto, eventually when that pump happens, well, then your investment is going to be worth more, right? Yes, I think that long term, if you believe in a project and you don't really want to get into any of this, hodling is probably the best route. It's the safest route. But if you really want to maximize your gains, learning how to do a little bit of this and spending some time on the internet, learning a little bit of technical analysis and just understanding, some charts and just following people that understand more than you, like teaching yourself, right? Because you could do this, right? You could do it. You can learn on your own if you have the time. It would really benefit you and maximize your gains, because some of these communities are very, very toxic, and they shame you for wanting to sell high, buy low, even if you love the project, right? They shame you for wanting to do that. But it's your money. Do what you want with your money, right? If you really want to get into the weeds and you want to make the most of your money, I definitely recommend figuring some of this stuff out. Now, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but if you want to maximize your gains, do those sorts of things. Always have some money on the sidelines, right? You don't have to invest everything you have. Have some money on the sidelines, because when a dump happens, when your favorite token is cut in half 50% one day, hey, you can add more to that token. Why? Because if something cuts in half 50%, people freak out. If there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the project, you don't have to freak out. You don't have to freak out. If you understand the token, if you understand the team, the developers, their mission, their goals, their projects, they have things out, their projects, their whatever they have, right? Their projects, right? Whatever they have out, and you believe in the vision of that project, well, then you're not going to mind buying it at a 50% discount. Actually, you're probably going to be excited, because you're going to be making more money on the way up. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you prepared for a bear market? Because I am, and I'm actually really excited to go shopping for my favorite tokens at a discount. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.